Every year, millions of people set New Year resolutions, and come February, most of them are gone down the drain. What if I told you that there is a better way to make New Year resolutions stick? It's not about trying harder, it's about doing this one thing that is going to change everything you do. One of my clients, Lisa, was having this problem that she would kind of come up with resolutions and then she would kind of throw them up in the air after 4 weeks or 6 weeks because nothing seemed to work. After I showed her this strategy, she got a renewed hope in terms of making her resolutions stick, and she was able to move away from that period where by the end of 4 weeks she would just throw her resolutions down the drain. If she can do it, so can you. Hello everybody, I am Vaishali Khade. I'm an engineer turned psychic with over 9,000 readings, and I show you how you can leverage the power of stars for your love life. So here's what you're going to learn in this video. The one thing that influences everything, divining using the stars, and using predictions to further the week. By the end of this video, you'll be able to feel confident and ready to tackle your New Year resolutions like never before. What is the one resolution that you would love to keep, but you have a really hard time, say, sticking to that resolution or committing to that resolution? Go ahead and post that in the comments below. I would love to help you out and cheer you on. So let's get started. The first one is the one thing that influences everything. So the one thing that influences everything is guided by the stars. For instance, the reason I'm laughing is because this is the second time I'm recording this video. The first time I forgot to hit record. So let's come to how the stars change everything. So we have 7 planets in the solar system, and every planet is a star and every star is not a planet. So the sun, for instance, it's a planet. So sun is, let's say it's also a star, because every planet is a star, and sun is one of the planets which is visible to the naked eye, and it casts an impression upon us in such a way that we can't help avoid it, in the sense that when the sun rises, you have daylight, or it is sunrise, or things shift in the environment in terms of your vision from seeing darkness to seeing light. And when the sun sets, things become darker as far as the environment is concerned, as far as the outside environment is concerned. And as far as your vision is concerned, after the sun sets, you'll be able to just see darkness. So what does the sunrise and the sunset have to do with New Year resolutions? Essentially, it means that during certain part, it is called as a day, and the second half is called as a night. Once when the sun is visible and once when the sun is not visible. And most of us, we use the daylight in order to work and to get things done, and then we use the night for resting and for relaxation. So how is this related to your New Year goals or setting your New Year goals? Essentially, you need to work during the time when, let's say, there is sunrise, and you need to rest during the time when there is sunset. But it's a little bit more subtle than that, in the sense that these are just broader spectrums, the daylight as well as the nighttime, but during certain periods of time, the planets or the stars are going to be aligned in such a manner that they are going to favor whatever you do, in the sense that you'll be able to get done that particular task with ease. And once you get done one small task with ease, it will be a lot easier for you to move to the next step and complete them, as opposed to being frustrated and just stuck in that task so that you can no longer move forward. So that is one point. Now, in ancient times, stars were also used for navigation, which means that based on the position of the stars, you could figure out what the time was. Ships would use this for navigation in terms of direction, because even if they were off slightly, their destination would shift from point A to point B. So they would use the stars for navigation before the advent of the GPS. So go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you feel that the stars influence your life in a way that will either help you or hurt you to achieve your goals. So now we come to the second point, which is divining using the stars. So the stars are somewhere here in the sky. So these are the stars. They are somewhere here in the sky, and then the human being is somewhere here on the earth. And essentially, what the sailors in ancient times would do is they would take their binoculars and they would look at the position of certain stars. And then based on those stars, they would know the direction, and then they would look at the map and see which direction they kind of need to maneuver the ship a little bit so that they could get to their destination on time. However, now what we can do is if we introduce a translator in between here, so let's say that this is the translator. So these are the stars and this is the translator. And if this translator can convey the message to you as to what you need to do, then your life would be a lot easier. And we can take the example of the GPS. For instance, if we just go back to the example of the sailors in ancient times, so now they have a GPS. And the GPS is going to say, hey, shift slightly right or shift slightly left. So essentially, this translator is a GPS, and what this GPS is doing is it's translating the information from the stars into something that the human being can understand in a manner that makes it, let's say, easier for them. So that is one way. Another way is using interpreters who can interpret the power of the stars. So GPS is just one interpreter. It's actually an electronic interpreter. Now we use something else. So one of this person could be a psychic, such as myself, who can actually look into the stars and show you what is going on or what is going to happen, or based on the position of the stars, how things are going to play out. So that could be another one. The another one could be a more popular one is more like an astrologer or something, where the astrologer will look at the chart and look at it and say that based on the position of these stars, this is what you can expect to happen in real life. And then you wait and see if that prediction plays out in real life. Just as the sailor would wait and see that, oh, they have arrived at whatever port their initial destination was. If it wasn't, then probably they didn't follow the directions and they would have to maneuver the ship a little bit to get to the right destination. So the point is that the power lies in how accurately an interpreter can actually interpret the message from the stars. How they do it is not so important as to how accurately it is going to play out in real life. So that's essentially what divining using the stars is. I have a free masterclass where I cover this in detail, and you can sign up in the link below and you can see how you can leverage the power of the stars to be able to move forward faster and with more ease. The next part is using predictions to further the week. So as I mentioned before, you may have goals in different areas. Let's say you have a goal for career, you have a goal for love, you have a goal for money, you have a goal for health. So you have all these different goals, and you cannot work on all of them simultaneously or at the same time. Certain weeks you may work more on one of them and less on one of them. And Lisa, I mentioned before, was one of my clients, and she had 3 or 4 different areas of life she was trying to cover, and one of her goals was related to her love life. So when I told her that the week was good for love, she focused on her goal for love and she spent quality time on that goal with whatever were the action items or tasks that she was supposed to do. So how did it work out for her? Well, by the end of the week, she actually met someone and they actually went out on a date. Now, had she not done her job, had she not done her homework, had she not really worked on her love life that week, and maybe she had worked on career, she would have missed out on that date. So essentially, stars show you where the lowest hanging fruit is and how you can leverage the power of the stars in order to be able to move forward. And like I mentioned before, I covered this in a workshop, and you can sign up for this free workshop below and you can see how you can leverage the power of stars for yourself. So now that you know how to create New Year resolutions that actually work, there is this one mistake that people make that kills the resolutions before they hit January or February of the year, which is essentially 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks time period. And I'll show you this one hack, and if you implement this one hack, then you can move closer to that goal or whatever your goal is. I cover that topic in the next video, and I'll see you in the next video.